Good evening, everyone. This was hard to write. It's going to be hard to read, but the reality it talks about is even worse. This is called Having Said Her Name. The check has been written, and the Vanity Fair cover is still on the stands, but her second assassination by the state occurred today. Even before the Louisville police fired munitions at a banner with her image on it. After how many memes and t-shirts and magazine covers and segments do we find ourselves here? 2. When they started to board up Louisville a few days ago, it felt like another knock on the door. But this time we knew exactly what was behind it. The boarding up, signaling the inevitability of even further injustice being visited upon Breonna Taylor and her family, as inevitable as the robust half-life of American racism. 3. We were standing in line at Walgreens, and there were 3 Black teenagers in line behind us. I happened to turn to look behind me, and while I first noticed the young woman's asymmetrical braids and thought to myself, those are beautiful, it was only after that that I saw her mask with Breonna Taylor's face on it and her own eyes swimming just above. I thought of how it felt waking up in the morning as a queer white man in his 40s and the incandescence of my rage at this sadly predictable outcome, and how little I had to offer in that moment to comfort or acknowledge the grief and erasure and anger she must have felt when she woke up to that news, having said her name. 4. 65 years ago on this day, Emmett Till's killers were cleared of charges in his brutal death. In the court picture, they look as blandly anodyne as the staff in that picture taken at an Auschwitz employee picnic. My coming out during a different plague was an unwelcome but instructive look at this country, and whose lives are counted and whose lives are mourned, at whose innocence is presumed, at whose disposability is accepted, and who speaks and who profits and who is silent at what it is to be other in America.